Welcome to Celebrity Onset. I want to thank everyone for joining us here today on Vegas TV. I'm here with my co-host, Amber Marsala.
You got it.
I always stumble on that easy name.
I know, it's not that hard.
Today we are joined with Mike McFarland. He's a professional tournament angler and also fishing guide. Currently resides in Phoenix, Arizona. And he was the 2010, what were you, Mike? The 2010
Arizona State Angler of the Year.
There we go. And today you're also, or as of right now, you're chasing that similar title, right?
I am. I'm 2 points behind with 2 events to go. So it's a tight race, and there's 2 more to go, so we'll see what happens.
So, when are you coming over here to Lake Mead to do some fishing?
Well, first I want to say hi, Tony. Hi, Amber.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, Tony. That's really easy to remember, Amber, because I like chicken marsala.
So do
it's
I.
delicious, and Amber looks delicious. So it'll be easy. I'll never forget Amber marsala.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that.
And one of our sponsors has a similar name to that too.
Masala.
That's actually a very unique name. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never met anyone else.
What I'm gonna do tonight. I'm gonna sit in front of the mirror and just repeat her name, and then dream about
Maybe
it.
you should just go eat some chicken
Dream about
marsala, and then it'll be etched in your memory.
Maybe if she had a switch in her hand, and every time I said it wrong, she just zapped me.
A little shocker. She'd shock you every time.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna have her introduce all the time because my name's easy.
Tony Rowley is easy enough,
Yes.
so maybe that'll be my job from
And
now
then
on.
all I have to do is say Amber throughout the show.
Here you
Did
go.
you see how I smoothed that roll right after it? Just boom, like that.
Yeah, you got it right away.
Yeah.
She's prettier than you are, bud. Sorry.
Thanks, Mike.
No, I'm looking forward to coming to Vegas. I'm coming down in the end of August. The tournament is actually the U.S. Open. It's a one bass U.S. Open, a very prestigious event. Big money in this event. Big hitters in this event. It's the 9th, 10th, and 11th of September that the event actually goes down. A lot of your pros will show up a week in advance and start
Hey
practicing.
Mike, do you have something in the background? I hear something in the background.
Dad, excuse me. Dad, I'm recording, please. Sorry. They can edit it out, but
Oh, Dad.
sorry, guys. He was sitting there doing great for 30 minutes, but go ahead.
You should have your dad come in the picture, matter of fact, because I haven't seen him in forever. Yeah, he just needs to give us a wave.
We'll bring the Colonel in, and I'll tell you why it'd be really cool is I've never done this yet in my fishing career, and I probably should have a long time ago. I'm truly going to dedicate this tournament to my father. He's the only reason I'm still in the business. He's the only reason keeping me together. You know, I'm doing well. The sponsorships are definitely there, and I'm on my way. But I wouldn't be. I'm 42, and you know, I'm pursuing this dream of fishing career. And Pops has definitely helped the way. So I'd like to get him in the picture, and this one is for him. So you know, the Angler of the Year is pretty big, but not as big as the U.S. Open.
Does he go to your fishing tournaments with you?
He sometimes he'll co-see, come watch the weigh-in or whatever, the final results. Certain specific tournaments will have big draws, big crowds, like the U.S. Open. The final day will have several thousand people, and they make a pretty big shindig about it. It's pretty unique and fun. They're not always that way, and so actually, answering your question, not that much. I figure if I'm doing well on day 2, I may ask him to come out for this one. It's a 3-day event. It's not that far, and he can fly out overnight. And that's what I'm hoping happens. And I'm hoping at the end of day 2, I say rush to the airport. It's one more day, and I've done it. You can tell I well up inside. It would be the biggest accomplishment of my life. So, and again, and also on the other side, without being so emotional about it, even if you're last, it's going to be fun. And there's always again next year and next year and next year. It just means that much to me.
I mean, what a great job to have to make good money just fishing, you know?
Well, and there's other sides to it. We're salesmen, we're marketing, so we have to do things in booths and seminars and always the social media creativity, our own website or our own blog, and there's a lot to the other side. But you're right. I mean, and for me, it's my dream. So, Amber and I were talking about it a little bit ago. When I work a 16-hour day, usually those are guiding, or even if I fished a big tournament and I got to travel 18 hours home, because it doesn't feel like a job. You know, I'm not going, oh gosh, Tony, I got to get up and do this tomorrow. You know, I'm like, well, I'm going to be tired and it's going to hurt to get out of bed, but I'm going to the lake. You know, I'm going fishing. It never feels like a job.
And that's the same with us too. It's the same thing, but behind the scenes, you know, we're promoting, we're marketing, we're doing blogs, we're doing, you know, there's a lot behind the scenes that we're doing too, but it is a fun job.
Well, and just like you were stressing a little bit earlier when you and I talked on the phone, we stress, if I was to move my camera for you, you'd see that I'm surrounded with tackle boxes, all kinds of...
And worms?
Artificial lures and things that I've been going through and preparing myself. So we have our own stress in our own way, and it is a job in a way. We still have to perform. It's like a race car driver. You know, if he still, you know, he doesn't have to win every time, and they don't win every time. But if they're not performing, if they're not in the top, if they're not keeping on all the social media and in the hype, you're not going to stick around very long.
Mike, I know why you're single still, by the way.
What's that? No hair?
Because you keep your worms in the refrigerator next to your food, and your father's at your house right now.
There's another bobber joke, you know. I mean, we're not allowed to use worms, but I do keep my worms pretty close to me. See, here's a bag of worms right here. They're fake worms. They're made with plastic, but you're right. I do keep my worms too close to me. No, I don't know why. I like I said earlier, I could go out and go chasing girls in a heartbeat. I did that, been there, done that, and it was always me that made that happen, and I don't want it to be that way anymore. The next one's going to have to pursue me. It's going to have to be a surprise. I'm going to have to go, wait a minute, there she is. And that's what I want it to be, and I think maybe it might be different because then I didn't do it. It wasn't my drive, you know, it just happened.
Well, Mike, we're going to go chase some commercial advertising right now, so we'll be right back. Family owned and operated since 1964, Transmission Service Center has provided quality and friendly service for almost 50 years. We service and rebuild standard and automatic transmissions, transfer cases, and clutches. Visit our trusted certified professionals at Transmission Service Center at 3088 South Highland Drive, or call us today at 702-735-9373. That's 735-9373.
Why pay more? Go to Melinda's Tire Warehouse. Whether you need tire service for your car, motorhome, or even a semi-truck, come to us. We also specialize in brakes, tune-ups, struts, oil changes, transmission services, and towing. We have 2 locations to serve you at 1530 North Nellis Boulevard and 1800 North Boulder Highway. Both locations are open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 8, and Sunday, 8 to 6. Call 702-813-4072.
We are Reliable Auto Sales, a #1 rated seller of top quality pre-owned exotic vehicles, cars, trucks, and SUVs with over 200 in stock. We have the best financing options for any credit situation in the industry. We offer 24-hour online operator assistance, vehicle warranties, payoffs, and we accept trade-ins. See our selection of vehicles at ReliableNV.com or visit us at 1815 East Sahara Avenue. Mention 12:30 a.m. and get an additional $1,230 off your purchase along with other current dealer specials. Reliable Auto Sales, 702-737-6688.
The highway to success is advertising with Celebrity Onset. Hundreds of TV commercials, hundreds of internet video podcast commercials, 15-second TV promos aired randomly 24/7. Unlimited upper third TV banners, 24/7 internet social media flooding of your business. Talk about your business on TV and much more. All for only $250 a month, no contract. For your free TV commercial, call 702-280-2469.
India Masala Bar and Grill is Vegas's hotspot for North and South Indian cuisine, including chicken 65 and dosas. Lunch buffet served 11:30 to 3 and dinner from 5 to 10. Complement great food with alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages from their new bar. College students, military, firefighters, law enforcement, and EMS personnel with credentials receive 20% off. Seniors 65 plus 10% off. India Masala Bar and Grill, near Maryland and Flamingo at 1040 East Flamingo Road, 702-431-8313.
Mia's Hubcaps and Wheels has new or used original hubcaps and wheels for all makes and models. Call us if you have damaged or scratched wheels in need of repair. We're located at 2550 East Tropicana Avenue, open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call us today at 702-444-5270. That's 702-444-5270.
AA Action Towing is Vegas's full-service towing company, providing many services such as free removal of illegally parked vehicles, tows of businesses and private parties. AA Action Towing provides roadside assistance, including tire changes, lockout, fuel delivery, and jumpstart. Enjoy their car action every third Saturday of the month at 1 p.m. Open to the public and enter their cash drawing. AA Action Towing, 3035 Westwood Drive. Call 737-9100. That's easy, 737-9100.
Fish that we have back here that we've been trying to catch is very difficult because it's inside of the tree. All right, so when I pitch a bait inside of the tree, I don't get the good hook set, and I've got all that debris in the tree itself to pull the fish back through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you a really cool rig that will swim away from you. This is a great bait to pitch to docks because it will swim up underneath the docks. My goal here will be to put this bait on, pitch to the outside of the bed, and it should swim into the fish. Now it'll leave me the opportunity to set the hook without having all the trees and limbs in my way. So first thing I'm going to do is tie an Owner EWG, extra wide gap. I like to use a uni knot. This is a 5/0 extra wide gap. And I'm just going to use a simple uni knot with about 7 twists. Okay? Always wet your line before you tighten it. Okay? Check your knot, give it a good pull, seems good. When I trim my tag, I leave usually about 1/8 of an inch. That way if there's any slipping, that tag has some room to slip. So now I have a weightless Owner EWG, okay? I'm now going to take a Yamamoto Fat Ica. Normally this rig would be, as we just fished it, rigged this way. I'm gonna rig it in reverse, okay? I'm gonna take this bait and I'm going to Texas rig it, just like any worm. Now here's the trick. Once this bait's rigged, Texas rigged, okay, I'm going to take a nail weight and I'm going to insert that nail weight into the butt, okay? Now when I throw this bait in the water, it'll swim away from me.
Hi, welcome back to Celebrity Onset. I'm Amber Marsala with my co-host Tony Rowley. Today we have Mike McFarland on the show, and he is a professional fisherman. And we want to know basically how you got started with that. Tony is a friend of yours who told me that you used to be a country singer, so how did you get started in all this?
Very interesting. I've always wanted to be a fisherman. When I was 4 years old, I used to record the guys that were on TV then doing it. It was my dream, and somehow, you know, sometimes dreams in reality in life go away, not necessarily in your heart, but in your pursuit of life. And young and dumb, early teens or early mid-20s, pursued construction. Don't know how I got into the music. Very humbly, definitely a gift with a voice, but not my calling. I think I would just be destroyed if I made it in that business, so I'm very grateful that I didn't.
And I thought you would. I thought Mike would be a big-time country singer because he was that good.
Wow.
And then actually he talks about getting into construction, owning his own construction company. I actually worked for him for a short time doing construction stuff.
Another thing that just went, after 2 years of construction, my accountant said you're negative $80,000. That's awesome.
Wow.
So, you know, it didn't come out of my butt. We were just overall negative. You know, I still took a salary and stuff, and it was okay. But so, you know, some of the things that I pursued were just kind of like a chicken chasing in the yard, and they never ever ended up getting to the house. They never got done. It never worked. I got divorced in 07, and that was when, fortunately, again, for whatever crazy reasons, how it happened, I can't answer. It just came into my life. I got a boat that was capable of doing the job that I needed, which is a big, very expensive boat, $65,000 boat, made for this type of fishing. And little by little, just the pieces fell together. And it, all in all, real short, I can tell you the past 5, 6, this is my 6th year, has been the first thing in my entire life that everything just seems to work. It doesn't mean I don't have stumbles. It doesn't mean the road don't go up and down, but it just falls in place. And sometimes I find myself scratching my head going, wow, how come that sure worked out? You know, and there's other times when I go, well, got to keep digging. I got to keep working. That's life. But I'm 100% convinced it's the right path. And that's when things just accidentally, I guess, happen. If I'm not too crude, I know it's Vegas. I used to always say, I hate the guy that he farts gold. You know, well, when you find your path, sometimes you'll fart gold, and you just, wow, where did that come from? I can't believe it works. And that's my best way of describing it.
When you do money, let me know.
Yeah.
I'll be right there with a scooper to scoop it up.
Come on. But you know what I mean? It's just in general, it's like, you know, that guy can't do no wrong. How come everything falls in place for him? And it doesn't, it's not really that way, but I think it has to do with the attitude the person has. The whole picture, you're so content that those other things don't affect you as much. And it may not really be any different, but you're happy, you're content, so you're not having those life is up, life is down, life is up, life is down. You just roll with it and you enjoy it. And that's where I finally have been, is even in the storms, the heat, it doesn't matter. I'm going to enjoy the heck out of Lake Mead in September. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be one hot son of a gun.
Yeah.
We know.
And
From 5 a.m. in the morning till 3 in the afternoon is our fish window. Noon, we're just going to be melting. An M&M will melt in the sun in 10 minutes. Yeah.
now you, again, getting back to your beginning there, I know we all have had our ups and downs, and I knew you when you had your ups and downs, and then Amber was all like night and day. All of a sudden, Mike was in Phoenix, and then Mike is gone, and it's like, where did he go? And then rumor has it from a fellow contractor that he went to Texas or something to be a fisherman or do something, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I lost track of Mike, and then you know, thanks to Facebook and all that, I found him, you know, a year ago, if that, and all of a sudden he's a pro tournament, you know, fisherman, angler, as they like to say it, you know, and so, wow. And we talked
really
about
cool.
it the other day with a celebrity of how things sometimes fall in your lap, or you just fall into the right situation, and that apparently has happened to you.
That's exactly it. You said it in a nutshell. I would have dreamed for it. If somebody would have asked me, is this what you want, when I was 16, I would have said, please. But weird, very weird how it just fell in my lap. And it continues to keep falling in my lap. I think, you know, I make decisions. I didn't actually move to Texas. I got sponsored by a big company in Texas. And it looks like I am going to go to Texas probably 2014, just to upscale my career to the next level, which potentially could be superstar, megastar level. And, you know, I got to at least try that to see if I can be one of the top 10 in the world besides one of the top several hundred, or if even 1,000. There's 1,000 guys out there like me probably that are making a decent living, several hundred at the least that are full-time like I am. But there's only about top 10, just like in any sports, that are superstars. And so I got to pursue that. To do that, and it means getting to Texas. And that's probably going to be 2014, 15, 16, something like that. That hopefully that'll be the final end of this. Not the final end, but the final climb of this big mountain that I seem to be on.
And Mike, you've been deemed as one of the most energetic pro anglers out there, and you have some great sponsors. A big sponsor. Do you want to kind of tell us who sponsors you?
I do, and I hope I don't go too long, but you hit on something very unique, Tony.
And we'll plug them at the end again.
Yeah, you know me, so I'd rather say this. When my music career came to pieces and ended, I was kind of disgusted. I really felt like the world has done me wrong. You know, what am I here for then? If that wasn't good enough to make it, and I realize now that was training for who I am today, to be in front of people, to be that energetic guy that you just talked about. That is what's happening. I am one of the most outspoken, energetic guys in this business, and it's taking the career just like a rocket. Even surpassing guys that maybe have been winning for 10 years. They're going, well, where does this guy coming from? And it's the gift of gab. It's all that training that I had, the music presentation. And so everything has a purpose. Everything does. It's just a matter of accepting it.
And when we get back from commercial break right now, we'll touch on that sponsor thing.
Thank you. That'd be great.
Okay, we'll be right back.
We are Reliable Auto Sales, a #1 rated seller of top quality pre-owned exotic vehicles, cars, trucks, and SUVs with over 200 in stock. We have the best financing options for any credit situation in the industry. We offer 24-hour online operator assistance, vehicle warranties, payoffs, and we accept trade-ins. See our selection of vehicles at ReliableNV.com or visit us at 1815 East Sahara Avenue. Mention 12:30 a.m. and get an additional $1,230 off your purchase along with other current dealer specials. Reliable Auto Sales, 702-737-6688.
Family owned and operated since 1964, Transmission Service Center has provided quality and friendly service for almost 50 years. We service and rebuild standard and automatic transmissions, transfer cases, and clutches. Visit our trusted certified professionals at Transmission Service Center at 3088 South Highland Drive or call us today at 702-735-9373. That's 735-9373. Mia's Hubcaps and Wheels has new or used original hubcaps and wheels for all makes and models. Call us if you have damaged or scratched wheels in need of repair. We're located at 2550 East Tropicana Avenue, open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call us today at 702-444-5270. That's 702-444-5270.
Melinda's Towing, Auto Service, and Tires delivers complete car care service. Come to us for tires, rims, brakes, tune-ups, trucks, oil changes, transmission services, and towing. We have 2 locations at 4031 East Lakeland Boulevard, open 8 to 8, and 2530 East Tropicana Avenue, open 24 hours a day. Call us at 702-813-4072.
Mastermind Tattoo Studio is Las Vegas's premier tattoo studio. With comfortable atmosphere and friendly staff, Mastermind is here to give you top quality artwork, fair pricing, and a fun, enjoyable time. We specialize in fine line, black, gray, color, and cosmetic tattooing. Come into Mastermind Tattoo at 3111 South Valley View Boulevard, Suite Q104, or call us at 702-227-3063. The highway to success is advertising with Celebrity Onset. Hundreds of TV commercials, hundreds of internet video podcast commercials, 15-second TV promos aired randomly 24/7. Unlimited upper third TV banners, 24/7 internet social media flooding of your business. Talk about your business on TV and much more. All for only $250 a month, no contract. For your free TV commercial, call 702-280-2469.
India Masala Bar and Grill is Vegas's hotspot for North and South Indian cuisine, including chicken 65 and dosas. Lunch buffet served 11:30 to 3 and dinner from 5 to 10. Complement great food with alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages from their new bar. College students, military, firefighters, law enforcement, and EMS personnel with credentials receive 20% off. Senior 65 plus 10% off. India Masala Bar and Grill near Maryland and Flamingo at 1040 East Flamingo Road. 702-431-8313.
Welcome back to Celebrity Onset. I'm Amber Marsala with Tony Rowley, my co-host. We have pro fisherman Mike McFarland on the show today. So on your social media, we see this beautiful boat that you have and, lots of equipment. How did you get that?
A lot of it, certain things a little at a time, but really credited to sponsorships. It's a tough business to be in, and it's just like any of the other big sporting industry, sponsors really make us, like race cars. A lot of guys don't realize that a race car is about $500,000 a year just for a race car expenses. But basically, I want to thank Lucas Oil is one of my biggest. It's my headline sponsor. Without them, I couldn't do what I'm doing. I couldn't be able to travel and fish the events I'm doing. But I have about a dozen sponsors that may help with product. They may help with engines. They may help with trolling motors, fishing line, rods, lures, even sometimes monetary fees, which you can use. Entry fees, which they'll pay for. But Lake Fork Tackle is a great one. MAV Television is another network that I do some TV for. Protect the Harvest Foundation, awesome thing. You ought to look into it. It's protecting the cattlemen in Arizona, or actually in the whole United States. It's protecting the animal rights before they take all these rights away from us and have to release cattle and everything else. And we don't need to go there, but take a look at Protect the Harvest. I think everybody should see what's really going on in the United States. Shimano, big name in the business. Shimano and G. Loomis, they produce the fishing reels and rods. And in some cases we get a lot of samples, free things, testers. Sometimes we just get good discounts, which help us afford, everything in this business because it is very expensive. Typically, you're going to have a $50,000 truck to tow a $50,000 boat. You're going to have about $50,000 to $70,000 in travel expense, entry fees, etc. So you're looking at, $100,000 minimum upfront money each year, even if you already own a truck and a boat, to cover your big expenses to go out and do that. And so it's really thank the sponsors. The sponsors make this possible for all the guys that are in it and the guys that are making it. There's times when a sponsor puts out, maybe as a headline, the entire $100,000, and the guy only makes 30. And it's the same thing in racing. They put $5 million into a car, and the race car driver maybe made, a couple $100,000 in winnings. We typically need to win our money. When you take it to the social side, the more media that we can produce, the more things like this. So I can't thank my friend Tony enough. This is to my benefit. So thank you, Tony Rowley. The more that I get involved in that, the more that I get exposed, the bigger my name becomes, the more following I have, the more things that I can request. So pretty simple. If I have 10,000 followers or 1 million followers, there's a big difference in what those sponsors are willing to help us out with. And that's the other side of this business. We're not just fishermen. We are salesmen. We don't have to be the transaction guy, but we promote and just like any race car driver would get on and say, I use STP oil. Well, you shouldn't use STP oil. I use Lucas oil. It's the best products out there, and there's about 450 some odd products to choose from for your truck, for your automotive, your lawnmowers, your impact wrenches, and now even marine. So again, thanks to all the sponsors. That's the ones, Amber, that make it possible for us.
Great.
And Mike, now this is your livelihood, so this is what you make money on. So you have to go to these tournaments and do good to make a living, but also you're a fishing guide, so that's another way for you to generate a little income, correct?
Absolutely, Tony, you're still just as sharp as I ever remember you. As I mentioned, we only fish 6 to 12 events a year. If in fact they were even 4-day events, that's only about 50, 60 days a year. So I have a lot of downtime. I tend to guide a lot with that. And of course, you can have free time. So if the finances are really good and your pocket's fat, well, maybe you take a couple extra weeks off and do something, extra fun, travel, whatever you want. If you're coming back busted and you haven't cashed any paychecks, well, then you might want to step it up and guide a little and stay busy. And we can make some decent money guiding. The two difference are, I tell the clients this, I'm not afraid to tell them this, the difference today is if we don't catch fish together, it's a bummer. And we're going to catch fish together, having fun. But you get to go home to a motel, eat dinner, I go home, it's okay.
Yeah.
If we don't produce in those tournaments...
There's no guarantees.
Yeah. There's no paycheck, right? There's no guarantee in a guides. Now, however, the looseness tends to, we always catch fish. We always get our clients on fish, about 95% of the time.
Yeah.
But there's a whole different realm in how it feels. It's enjoyable even if you don't catch fish with clients. You're not catching them in the tournament. You're not getting a paycheck, and you're going to hear it from some sponsors, what happened. The pressure is there to perform. There's no doubt. So there's a little bit of difference, quite a bit of difference.
Yeah. Do you like to fish? Have you fished?
I went when I was a kid, but I haven't been in years. I would actually love to go again, try it out.
Wow. And you went in Connecticut or wherever? Yes. Yeah, Connecticut.
Yeah, it's been a long time though.
And I seen a picture of your father. It looked like he was around water recently.
Yeah, I grew up
Is he a
pretty much
fisherman?
on the beach. He's not, but he used to have a boat when I was growing up, and we grew up right by the beach, pretty much on the beach. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
My family, we were always fishing in Colorado, so that was almost
big thing there.
Yeah, that was a weekend thing there, And even if the parents didn't go with us, it's something where we could just walk down to the river and do it ourselves. So
It's pretty cool.
yeah, so I've always loved fishing, and I haven't been fishing in years, Mike. I'm ready, man. My fishing pole's right. It's at home.
You know you're going to love it, and you don't even have to bring anything. I'll have a loaded boat. I'll have everything for the both of you, and we'll definitely make a day at the end of August there where I get you out, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it, Amber. I'm sure you will. Even the boat ride is what you're going to enjoy the most. The boat, I can hit 70 miles an hour in the boat, and on the water that feels like 100. And if there's any chop or anything, you're going to get a kick in the it's a scoop ride.
Well, see, that would be really fun because Amber and I like to have an adult beverage. See, so we won't be driving the boat. You will,
true.
so we'll be able to do that. So it will be a fun time.
That's perfect. We have a designated.
You know, that's what I tell my clients. You're welcome to bring some beers. You know, I'm not talking a 12-pack for each guy, but bring a few drinks and get loose, have fun, and yeah, for sure. So, yeah, well, I won't treat you like clients. I want to treat you like friends. So, because you are.
Okay, Mike, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and I want to remind everyone to thank you for joining Celebrity Onset, and we'll be right back in a minute.
Lately, there's been a lot of noise about gun ranges in Las Vegas. Well, here's the one you've been waiting for, the Range 702, the largest, safest, most luxurious shooting facility in Las Vegas, period. 50,000 square feet with a full line of the most popular firearms, including machine guns, great retail items, and Gary's Restaurant. Right off the I-15 on D. Martin Drive, just north of Tropicana in the Big Blue Building. The Range 702. Take your best shot.
Family owned and operated since 1964, Transmission Service Center has provided quality and friendly service for almost 50 years. We service and rebuild standard and automatic transmissions, transfer cases, and clutches. Visit our trusted certified professionals at Transmission Service Center at 3088 South Highland Drive or call us today at 702-735-9373. That's 735-9373.
We are Reliable Auto Sales, a #1 rated seller of top quality pre-owned exotic vehicles, cars, trucks, and SUVs with over 200 in stock. We have the best financing options for any credit situation in the industry. We offer 24-hour online operator assistance, vehicle warranties, payoffs, and we accept trade-ins. See our selection of vehicles at ReliableNV.com or visit us at 1815 East Sahara Avenue. Mention 12:30 a.m. and get an additional $1,230 off your purchase along with other current dealer specials. Reliable Auto Sales, 702-737-6688.
Why pay more? Go to Melinda's Tire Warehouse. Whether you need tire service for your car, motorhome, or even a semi-truck, come to us. We also specialize in brakes, tune-ups, struts, oil changes, transmission services, and towing. We have 2 locations to serve you at 1530 North Nellis Boulevard and 1800 North Boulder Highway. Both locations are open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 8, and Sunday, 8 to 6. Call 702-813-4072.
India Masala Bar and Grill is Vegas's hotspot for North and South Indian cuisine, including chicken 65 and dosas. Lunch buffet served 11:30 to 3 and dinner from 5 to 10. Complement great food with alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages from their new bar. College students, military, firefighters, law enforcement, and EMS personnel with credentials receive 20% off. Seniors 65 plus 10% off. India Masala Bar and Grill near Maryland and Flamingo at 1040 East Flamingo Road. 702-431-8313.
Mastermind Tattoo Studio is Las Vegas's premier tattoo studio. With comfortable atmosphere and friendly staff, Mastermind is here to give you top quality artwork, fair pricing, and a fun, enjoyable time. We specialize in fine line, black, gray, color, and cosmetic tattooing. Come into Mastermind Tattoo at 3111 South Valley View Boulevard, Suite Q104, or call us at 702-227-3063.
Rainbow Coins and Jewelry. We buy any size diamonds, jewelry, Rolexes, and fine watches. We pay top dollar for scrap gold, silverware, bars, gold and silver coins, and even platinum. We will beat anybody's price. Call now and set up a private appointment. Too many coins and jewelry to carry? Rainbow Coins and Jewelry will come to you. We have unlimited funds to pay you top dollar. Call Rainbow Coins today, 749-3333, 749-3333.
Hi, thanks for joining us today on Celebrity Onset. I'm Amber Marcella with Tony Rowley, and today we're joined by Mike McFarland. He's a pro angler and fishing guide. So we're guessing that you probably have some pretty good stories about being on the boat, falling off the boat, or, something funny, something interesting. Can you tell us something?
Absolutely. I've had some pretty cool things. Not to indulge anything of privacy from my clients, but I think one of the cutest things is I had a young girl, which I told you earlier. She's about 7 years old, and we got on some fish one afternoon, and we were catching them every drop. And every time she would set the hook, she would look up at me and go, "Yodelay, hee-hoo!" Just to know how much fun this little girl was having.
Aww.
So that's a small giggle. On a great giggle, I've got a friend, we nicknamed him Flipper Bob. And he's been out with me. He comes out with me about once every 2 months, has for 4 years now. The first episode together, Bob fell in the water not once, but twice. And the first time he fell in the water was truly an accident. He slipped on the rail of the boat, and Bob's a big guy. So we had a hard time getting Bob into the back of the boat, and that was kind of the comical part of this, is as Bob was brought on the back of the boat, kind of like a seal, he proceeds to stand up and just go, "Where's my rod? Where's my rod? Where's my rod?" And said it's in front, and so he decided to run from the back of the boat, the front of the boat, in 3 steps, boom, boom, and off the boat again, into the cold water. And
Ouch.
it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I took him, got him back in the boat, and I sat him down and said, "Bob, you're grounded. You're sitting in the seat for 15 minutes. And I told him, "I will never, ever tell a soul that this happened." And we get into our shop at the end of the day, and he comes in, "I'm Flipper Bob," and he tells the whole story. So he's proud to be Flipper Bob.
So you're good now. You
But
can
take
tell that
Bob
story.
now in a special boat. We do not take him in a flat deck boat like mine. We take him in a big 24-footer that's got deep sides. And Bob gets to sit in one nice little chair, and Bob enjoys it and catches a lot of fish. But I had another time. Tony asked me about getting hooks in us. That's part of guiding. I mean, if you're afraid of it, you shouldn't guide. You're going to get hit. You're going to get hooks. You're going to have things happen. A scary thing I had some children, a father, wife, 3 or 4 children, and one of the kids got excited, and he picked up a lure kind of like this that I showed you earlier. It actually has a whole bunch of hooks hanging from it, a very dangerous lure. And he threw it back over his shoulder and was going to cast, and that lure was coming right by Mom's neck.
Oh,
And I
no.
instinctively just put my big old paw out there and grabbed hold of the thing and clenched as hard as I could as he jerked forward.
Oh, Mike.
I got a pretty leathery hand, and I was smart enough to realize that the harder I gripped the bait, the less it would move in my hand. So when I did grab it, I didn't just grab it, I clomped on it, and it just kind of stuck me, and I was okay. That's kind of a scary one.
Wow.
The funny one is I had a fly fisherman. He come out, he is a mister, been all over the world, and I hope I'm not inappropriate, because I'm not making fun of him, but I said to him,
Sick 'em, Fido. Sick 'em.
I said, "Are you going to get the hook in me?" Because usually my fly fishermen stick the hook in my head. I said, "Absolutely not. Been doing this all my life. I will not get one hook on you. Trust me." 6 welts on my face, blood down my cheek, and 3 or 4 welts on my back later. He quit. He put the rod down and was very impressed. So yeah, we get hit, we get hooks, and so we see both sides. We see the downside and we see the upside, which is when they catch fish and have fun. That's my favorite part, Tony. In a quick nutshell, I really like to take a guy to that. So when he shows up, he's so excited. He's like a kid going fishing with the pro. And the first hour, I'll kind of lean him the other way, show him scenery, but I don't run right to the fish. And I get that vibe from him where he's kind of going, "Oh, man, maybe we're not going to catch nothing today." Then I change it up. And so I brought him from a high to a low to an extreme high of catching a fish. It makes it awesome, and it's enjoyable to do.
Now, we just heard your dogs in the background. You still have your dogs, I see.
Babies.
Do you ever
Those
take
children.
them out on the boat?
They love it. They're starting to get a little too old. They're about 10 now. Having some minor doggy health issues.
Uh-huh.
But my male dog used to actually bark when I had a fish on. So when I would set that hook, he'd start barking and barking, and he wanted me to show him the fish. So I'd get the fish in hand, I would show him the fish, he'd kiss it one time, and then sit to his butt and be quiet, and I'd let it go. Everything's catch or release. We don't ever kill any of these fish. They always go back very healthy. And then he'd go back and do his thing until I set the hook again. And every time I set the hook, he knew that I was catching a fish, and he loved it. Well, yeah, his name's Roman. Roman, come here, buddy. You want to say hi to the camera? These are my two babies right here. This is my little Zoe girl, my little pristine baby.
Ah, nice, nice.
She's a snuggler. She's a little kisser cuddler. And then Roman, come here, Roman. Come here. Let's go show your pretty face. Come here, Roman. Come here. And this was my hunter and fisher when he was young.
Amber makes me look good. Your dogs make you look good.
There you go. Whatever works.
But you know, I'd like to be able to do that to them, but it's just too hard. Too much travel and too much downtime for them to be killed and things like that. They're good doggies. So they stay home here with Grandpa and Grandma, and they get all kinds of love and a big yard to play in. It's better for them.
Now, like dogs, I mean, we all have to take a bathroom break once in a while. When you're out on the water for a long period of time or out somewhere in the middle of a lake and you don't have a bathroom, what are some of your clients, or when you guys are in a tournament, it's not like you guys can just stop the tournament and take the boat to the shore, can you?
I thought you were talking funny stuff this time. This is not a funny situation.
Well, okay, we'll get back to that after commercial break. Okay. When we have a commercial break. You got another funny story?
No. This is perfect. I'm just being funny. It's a very big challenge. And in cases like Lake Mead, we cannot not drink water. Okay? We prep for those kinds of things. We do put, usually, as far as peeing, you just pee in the lake. You know, it is what it is. Occasionally have a female as a co-angler on the back. It starts to break some iffy grounds, and so usually somebody will bring, unfortunately, a pee cup, and you cross your fingers that you don't have to do number two. We are not allowed out of those boats. The only reason we can get out of the boat is for basically...
Mike, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I have to go do number one, and I'm going to be right back with Celebrity Onset here in just a second. We'll be right back.
Mastermind Tattoo Studio is Las Vegas's premier tattoo studio. With comfortable atmosphere and friendly staff, Mastermind is here to give you top quality artwork, fair pricing, and a fun, enjoyable time. We specialize in fine line, black, gray, color, and cosmetic tattooing. Come into Mastermind Tattoo at 3111 South Valley View Boulevard, Suite Q104, or call us at 702-227-3063.
AA Action Towing is Vegas's full-service towing company, providing many services such as free removal of illegally parked vehicles, tows of businesses and private parties. AA Action Towing provides roadside assistance, including tire changes, lockouts, fuel delivery, and jumpstart. Enjoy their car action every third Saturday of the month at 1 p.m. Open to the public and enter their cash drawing. AA Action Towing, 3035 Westwood Drive. Call 737-9100. That's easy, 737-9100.
India Masala Bar and Grill is Vegas's hotspot for North and South Indian cuisine, including chicken 65 and dosas. Lunch buffet served 11:30 to 3 and dinner from 5 to 10. Complement great food with alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages from their new bar. College students, military, firefighters, law enforcement, and EMS personnel with credentials receive 20% off. Seniors 65 plus 10% off. India Masala Bar and Grill, near Maryland and Flamingo at 1040 East Flamingo Road, 702-431-8313.
Why pay more? Go to Melinda's Tire Warehouse. Whether you need tire service for your car, motorhome, or even a semi-truck, come to us. We also specialize in brakes, tune-ups, struts, oil changes, transmission services, and towing. We have 2 locations to serve you at 1530 North Nellis Boulevard and 1800 North Boulder Highway. Both locations are open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 8, and Sunday, 8 to 6. Call 702-813-4072.
Neo's Hubcaps and Wheels has new or used original hubcaps and wheels for all makes and models. Call us if you have damaged or scratched wheels in need of repair. We're located at 2550 East Tropicana Avenue, open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call us today at 702-444-5270. That's 702-444-5270.
Rainbow Coins and Jewelry. We buy any size diamonds, jewelry, Rolexes, and fine watches. We pay top dollar for scrap gold, silverware, bars, gold and silver coins, and even platinum. We will beat anybody's price. Call now and set up a private appointment. Too many coins and jewelry to carry? Rainbow Coins and Jewelry will come to you. We have unlimited funds to pay you top dollar. Call Rainbow Coins today, 749-3333, 749-3333.
Lately, there's been a lot of noise about gun ranges in Las Vegas. Well, here's the one you've been waiting for. The Range 702. The largest, safest, most luxurious shooting facility in Las Vegas. Period. 50,000 square feet with a full line of the most popular firearms, including machine guns, great retail items, and Gary's Restaurant. Right off the I-15 on Dean Martin Drive, just north of Tropicana in the Big Blue Building. The Range 702. Take your best shot.
Welcome back to Celebrity Onset on Vegas TV. I'm Amber Marsala with Tony Rowley, my co-host. And we have Mike McFarland on the show today. He's a pro angler and a fishing guide. Did you wash your hands after that bathroom break?
Yeah, I did.
Good. Okay. Well, we were just talking before the break about
Hold my hand.
about if you had any actual, crises on the water. What do you actually do in that situation?
Yes, we do, and there's a whole lot of different rules, which, we won't go through any others than this one, but you're not allowed out of that boat. You can't get out of the marina. You can't go ashore. From the time that you launch off your launch, you're in that boat till you come back and re-register in. So, guys will actually go in cups, in bottles. Some guys will carry a little pea cup like you would have in a hospital and pour it in. And the reason they'll actually carry that is, typically it's no big deal to just unzip it, whip it, no big deal. But we can be in some conditions. We may be in high winds. We may be in negative temperatures or freezing cold rain.
Yeah,
It's
don't
not so
fall out
fun.
of the boat with it in your hand, Mike.
And so yes, it can be a little inconvenience, but it never tends to be too bad. I think the biggest is when you make the cuts, when you make the final day's fishing, you have cameras present, you have media present, you have spectators, and they're all around you. And you kind of have to wave your hand and say, I need a personal moment here, or rather you just whip it out and they get the idea.
Yeah.
But typically, number one doesn't ever cause any controversy. It's the number two thing that gets you in trouble in the water. And
For men, it's easy. How about the women?
tough, real tough. The women, some of them have to be down to earth. I mean, it's a human bodily function. Come on, nobody's gonna make fun of them. Nobody's gonna look at them. I had a very unique co-angler one time. She just told me, stand about, don't turn around. And she went in my live well on my fish, which is, we have an additive that we put in there that kills the ammonia. It's constantly
How did the
flushed
fish
out,
taste, Mike?
It's constantly freshed out. It was perfect. I mean, it was as smooth as, it was that or hang her butt over the back. And, she has to hang her butt over the back. People are going to see this. So it was very appropriate. Open the lockers. It's shielding her from behind. She sat down. When she was done, I went and put a little treatment in it, which removes the ammonia. No big deal. Again,
No big deal? Are you kidding me? Did you eat the fish?
Yeah. It's funny when she told me, she said, I said, well, you're going to have to hang her on the boat. And she said, no, I'll go on your live well. And I said, if my fish die, then you're going to pay me $125,000 like...
What was that, Mike? We broke up. You broke up.
Him. She says, I pee on his fish all the time. And I went, well, those are his fish.
Okay. We kind of had a little technical difficulty there. You froze there. What did she say after you warned her about peeing in your live well?
She told me that her boyfriend, her husband, fished in the event, and I recognized his name, and so that kind of made me feel okay. I did tease her and tell her that, he's your husband, you can pee on his fish. These are my fish, baby. But it was fine, and I actually learned something from her that, I got a woman on the boat. Yes, I'm in a tournament, and I've got a job to do, and I'm going to keep that first and foremost. But when it comes down to it, I'm not going to forget to respect a woman. That's just how it is. It doesn't happen that often. Most of the gals that do this are pretty tough, and like I said, down to earth. It's a bodily function, So what? Do it. Do what you got to do. I'm not going to judge you by it. whether you do it in the bathroom or you do it on the back of my boat, it's the same thing.
I take it back, Mike. When we go out on the boat at Lake Mead with Amber, she has nothing to drink because she pees on my fish. She's beautiful, but I'm not eating it.
That won't happen.
Well,
Don't worry.
I will be the one. I guess I'm the only one having adult beverages.
Most cases, like right now, Lake Mead's a piece of cake. We can actually dive in the water. We just can't touch shoreline. We can't touch rock. So when we're in the middle of the lake, we can jump out of the boat to cool off and pee, and that's how we'll throw Amber in and let her do her thing.
Throw me in.
And you know what? It wouldn't, but she can pee on my fish. She's not going to catch any anyways. You can pee on my fish. They'll be fine, okay?
Because we know you'll eat it. I'm not going to eat
It's
it.
very difficult, though.
I don't even want to
There are
eat it.
situations where, you have to stop for gas. If you're on a big lake and you're running 90 miles or 100 miles one direction, you're not going to have enough gas to get back. So you do have to stop in a marina. And typically, it's hard to not get out of the boat. So there are a few small exceptions, but not much.
Now, you have ESPN, you have all these networks and stuff that cover these big fishing events, and sometimes they're in your boat. So how do you handle all that? How does that affect your fishing?
The best thing is to just just count them out. They're not there. Do your thing. They tend to get in the way a little bit. They tend to step on some of your stuff because they're trying to do their job, which is get the shots they're looking for. They're not going to be as concerned with how they get it. They're trying to do their job the same. It usually works out really well. Most of them are very professional at what they do. They're very courteous. They'll give us our space. But there's times that you feel like they're right there on you, and you don't, you just cannot let it get to you. You've got to stay focused on what you're doing. And I think that does change the elements. You can have a great day one, a great day two, and all of a sudden day three, here's the cameras on your boat. The whole scenario has changed. You're not by yourself out here doing your thing. There's the scenes come to play, and there's people watching, and now it's even more pressure.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool because the sport of fishing, you guys wear the whole outfit, the Lucas Oil outfit, your sponsors, kind of like the NASCAR drivers. Yeah, there you go. That's cool. There you go. Get them in there. Don't sit on the fish, Mike. Don't sit on the fish.
That's a cool logo, isn't that? That's a G. Loomis logo. And they make fishing rods. They make the best fishing rods in the world.
So, and you also do...
I fortunately have about 12 or 13 of them. But it's just like having the right equipment for the job.
Yeah. So, not only are you on TV, you've got videos on YouTube and other sites, too. You also do videos for the fishing game and stuff like that. When we get back from commercial break, I want to talk about some of these videos, instructional videos and stuff you have out there.
Great.
All right. We'll be right back.
Rainbow Coins and Jewelry. We buy any size diamonds, jewelry, Rolexes, and fine watches. We pay top dollar for scrap gold, silverware, bars, gold and silver coins, and even platinum. We will beat anybody's price. Call now and set up a private appointment. Too many coins and jewelry to carry? Rainbow Coins and Jewelry will come to you. We have unlimited funds to pay you top dollar. Call Rainbow Coins today, 749-3333, 749-3333.
Now, Mike, I love to be in the sun all the time, but you're on the water a lot. We all know the glare of the water, the reflection of the sun, how much more it intensifies things. I recently seen that you had some surgeries because of the skin cancer stuff. How do you have people protect themselves against this when they're out on the lake? And how do you do it now? And what would you have done different quickly?
Really probably the best questions of the whole hour, because this is something that I can share with others and basically mentor hopefully to others. The cancers that I've had probably came when I was a child, 15, 16, 17 years old. On my eyelid, pretty dramatic surgery. On my ear, routine surgery. Today, I completely suit up very well. I get out of the shower in the morning, I towel dry, and while my pores are open, I put 70 SPF, Neutrogena. You need to use a dermatologist type stuff. These days I watch people using the sprays. They're no good. Do not use the sprays, even if you rub it in. You need to use 50 SPF or better. And then the final thing that we do as fishermen is obviously wear a good pair of sunglasses, but there's clothing line now. Sims is what I choose, but Sims makes a clothing line that has 50 SPF in it. So we fully suit up. We wear hats that hang over our ears. I finally found one that doesn't make me look like a goof. But at bottom line, I got to the point with my eye surgery where I don't care anymore. It's about my health. It's about making it 20 years in the business. And so I'm kind of going to get over that. I don't have a girlfriend to care and tell me, you look stupid anyway. So, but I did find a cool hat that I seem to like for now. Gloves, same thing. So I think I'm really good. I have 70 block underneath, 50 block on top. I'm really not exposing myself very much anymore. Should be end of story. Believe it or not, my first couple of days suited up like that in the heat, it was a little uncomfortable. Once a body got used to it and I began to sweat and things, it's better. You're cooler. It's the most comfortable I've ever been on the water. It just takes a little bit to get used to.
It's just that your anglers or it's just that your clients sit on the other side of the boat now because you're a little stinky.
Yeah.
I'm not sweating.
So, and the cool thing is you can really tell the difference at the end of the day. As a fisherman, usually we feel our most fatigue as soon as the sun sets. We're done and we put things away. We just kind of go, whoa, what happened today? It hits you hard. And I've noticed since I've suited up, and I'm not as fatigued at the end of the day. So besides drinking a bottle of water on the hour in Arizona or in Vegas in the summer, it's keeping yourself covered is really actually helping, keeping you more hydrated. That sun's not sucking the life out of you. It's dangerous. It's getting worse than it used to be. And again, mentoring to parents right now, because that's who I see the biggest trouble with, is the 12, 13, 14, 15-year-olds are going to the lake with their parents. The minute they get the boat in the water, the kids peel everything but the swimming trunks off. And yes, they spray them down and do all this. It's not doing any good. And I don't care whether you're my age and you decide to finally suit up, or whether you're 15, we should be suiting up in those kind of activities.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
And Mike, real quick, where can we find you? Where can we keep up with the tournaments and stuff? Facebook, Twitter, websites, anything like that?
Facebook me as a friend, and then follow my blog, which is going to be active probably at the end of the week. I'll fatten it up with some more videos and things, but my blog is Mike'sArizonaFishing.com. It's real easy. So if you want to see things, and I'm going to be doing some instructional videos on that as well every month. I'm going to do a weekly fishing report for the local people and where I'm at, and you can follow me and kind of see where I'm at on the road, what I'm doing, and how I'm doing. So Mike'sArizonaFishing.com.
Okay, great. Well, I want to thank you for being on the show with me and Amber today. It's great. It's always great seeing you and talking to you.
Tony, always a good friend of mine. Amber, can't wait to meet you. You're beautiful. And next time you have to quit flipping the hair. I kind of joking up on that, but no, really, you guys. I enjoyed this. I really did. And hopefully maybe we can do some more. And I'm looking forward to seeing you when we get to Vegas here in about 4 weeks. 5 weeks.
Back in the day, if I still had my long hair, I'd probably be flipping it too. But now it's too hot. I gotta shave it. Well, I want to thanks, Mike. I want to thank everyone for joining us today on Celebrity Onset and on Vegas TV. I want to remind everyone to join us on Facebook and Twitter, and also follow us at celebrityonset.com. Have a great day, everyone.